Whether or not Europe is going to hold on to this top IMF post, we bring in Charles Wyplosz. He's on the phone with us now from France. He is the director of the International Center for Monetary and Banking Studies in Geneva. He is also an occasional consultant to the IMF. Charles, always glad to speak with you this morning. Thanks for joining us. What do you make of this? Will Europe be able to hold on to its top spot? I mean, at least Christine Lagarde is clearly the front runner from that region.
Well, I think she's a very strong candidate. It would be also nice to have a female managing director for the first time. But the problem is she's got the wrong passport. The Europeans promised last time around that they will not fight to keep the job for one of them when the job
But
is
have
up
things
for.
changed, Charles? I mean, with the European debt crisis now, does it make more sense than ever to not break with tradition, first of all, and then second of all, to have somebody who knows all those ministers and the inner workings well?
I think it would be it's a great occasion not to have a European that is too close to the other leaders. If there is one thing that I would be sorry about what Strauss-Kahn did was to go too far along the many policy mistakes that have been done for the last year in Europe.
Okay, I mean, if you don't think that Europe should necessarily get this position by default, who would you like to see there? I mean, you and I spoke earlier, and you said it's a shame this whole thing is being politicized. Why don't we talk about who's actually the best qualified person to do the job? Who is that, in your view?
Well, over the last 20 years, we have seen the emergence of a large number of very, very gifted economic policymakers all through the developing world and the emerging market countries. There are a large number of people who are as competent as anyone else from Europe. I am not going to support anyone, but I think it's great time to change the faces at the head, and it's great time to have a process that is not so utterly politicized from the start.
We know a lot of people have put forward Kemal Dervish's name, of course, from Turkey, and saying the Americans like him, the Europeans consider him quasi-European, Asia likes him as well, but Turkey is not strong enough on the world stage as far as GDP, and nobody knows actually to what extent Turkey will support him. So does this hurt his chances? Is this the kind of profile that you're talking about?
I think there are a number of very gifted people again, and he's one of them. It would be nice if the vetting process would be taken out of the policymakers, if it were given to experts that would then come up with a very short list for the policymakers to fight over.
All right. Well, we do know that the official nomination process begins today, so lots of fights to come. Charles, thanks so much. Charles Wyplosz, Director for the International Center for Monetary and Banking Studies in Switzerland.